24 hours a day, every day, they waited and they listened. Dialing through the radio frequencies used by the enemy, they had to be alert and accurate.
The submarines were raising havoc in the Atlantic, and it was very imperative that they be brought under control. So the direction finding and the code breaking was very important to the war effort.
From here, the intercepted messages, in code, were sent by teletype to Naval Intelligence Headquarters in Washington, D.C. There, they were decoded using this machine, the bomb, an ingenious device designed by Polish and British mathematicians and a forerunner of the modern computer. At the same time, direction finders were alerted by Chatham, which controlled a network of stations along the Atlantic coast of both Africa and America. A compass bearing to a submarine on the surface using its radio was first calculated. When two or more stations heard the same transmission, they could plot the location of the U-boat so commanders could send ships and planes to attack it. In 1943, the threat against Allied ships began to recede. During the war, Chatham was a Navy town with 300 sailors manning this station. Then, in 1944, the waves arrived and replaced many of the men. The work was hard and demanding, but there was time for fun, too.
There were baseball teams and a lot of beach parties down at Harding's Beach, and USO and dances. The watches were 3 days, 4 to 12, 12 to 8, 8 to 4, and 3 days off.
But a veil of secrecy was drawn around these buildings. Armed guards patrolled the grounds. The Navy swore the listeners to secrecy. Their bond was so strict that many didn't talk about what they did during the war for years after it ended. German Admiral Dönitz told a post-war interviewer,
"There was no part in the Atlantic where the boats were safe from being located day and night by aircraft."
Even then, he didn't know his code had been broken.